Hey guys, welcome back to Decide to Succeed. I am Deidre Chanel, your host. Our leader today is Tami Cook, a skin health and body wellness specialist as well as an educator. As a highly skillful body worker, Tami has helped many reconnect, heal, and establish body-mind balance for over 12 years. And with such a profound knowledge and understanding of holistic health and wellness, Tami has handcrafted a line of products that promotes the development of a healthy body-mind connection, which she will share more with us today. So with no further ado, please welcome Tami Cook.
Hi.
Hey. So I have with me Tami Cook.
Hello.
And we actually met. I signed up for a meditation class. It was all the way out in Playa Vista, and it was a Saturday morning. So Saturday mornings is every neighborhood's farmer's market. So I'm walking around, shopping around and everything, and I come across Tami Cook's table, and she's all set up with these wonderful products. And then I just started talking to her. She started giving me so much great information about her products and the benefits of them. So I gave her my card, we exchanged information, and now here she is. So yes, please tell us a little bit about your background. Like, how did you get started in bodywork?
Well, that's a quite complex background. I started off, honestly, my degree is in psychology, but ever since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a doctor. And I literally was preparing myself for that moment. So I took all the science courses. I was always watching something about science, always into like the body. If I would go to my doctor, I'm like, please speak to me in anatomical terms. Like I was
You're that kid.
I was that kid. I loved the human body, everything about it.
Nice.
So my senior year in high school, I actually did my practicum where I was working at the cardiovascular intensive care unit. So I was actually able to see 2 open heart surgeries.
What?
Yes. Right
so
beside the
how
surgeon.
did this take place? Were you just like, you know how they have the glass
No,
windows?
I am
you
like
were in the room.
In the room. Beside the surgeon. Side by side.
I'm like, what's in your heart?
On pump, off pump procedure, bypasses.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, this is my world. Here we go.
And
college.
Loving it.
Freshman year in college.
Wow.
So 2 things happened. It was this lovely class called Math 151. Failed it with an F. Yeah, huge wake up call. And then the other wake up call was a premonition I had.
Ooh.
So I wanted to work in the shock trauma or ER, and I was working with the patient, and they coded.
Oh dear.
And they coded because of something I did not do fast enough.
Wow.
And so with that premonition, it took me to this extreme state of, I cannot do this, because I couldn't live with the knowing
the conscience
that I
contributed to the result of someone.
Precisely. Wow. So then I switched majors to psychology. And that was actually what I wanted to have as my minor, but I didn't realize I was worth a double major. So again, I just went back to what was going to be my minor, which wound up being my major, which was psychology. Because again, I've always loved the human mind. And always was that kid that asked, why? So
I don't know, that curiosity.
Has got me where I am. So that was kind of like the preliminary. So because it shifted, it's still my passion of the human body didn't shift. And I wanted to work with high school kids, which I did, and that was phenomenal. I did that for 4 years, and then in the midst of doing that, I went back to school, became a makeup artist. As I said, it's complex. And then I went back to school and became an esthetician.
We're complete opposites. Like, you go back to school, I run from school. Like, love learning, hate school.
I'm a master's student.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And then I moved to LA with the...
From?
Baltimore.
Awesome.
And I moved there with the idea of being a full-time makeup artist on set, which I did do lots of set work, and part-time esthetician. And the way my esthetician world was set up, she turned into full-time and part-time makeup. And then in the midst of all that, that's when massage kicked in. So me physically being in the spa, working with clients, feeling tissue, but in a different way, obviously, as an esthetician. I was looking at my coworkers, and I thought they were like Dr. Strange.
Oh, really?
in real life, because someone could come to them like, my shoulder hurts, and then they would just, and then the shoulder stopped hurting, and I'm like, wait a minute, I need a steamer, I need products, I need this, and this to do a facial, and all you need is this.
Right.
All you need is this.
The magic.
And I was like, that's some magic right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were always booked. Now, I was definitely blessed. I had a very nice, healthy, full book. However, there's opportunities of growth.
Yeah,
And most
absolutely.
people come to the spa, they were wanting a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And I was an esthetician. So I was like, well, maybe I should go into massage. Now, my aesthetic training was
Mhm.
holistic.
Okay.
So I wanted to be in that realm and maintain that holistic
Right.
approach
Uh-huh.
when it came to body work. And so that's when I went back to school again.
Always gotta go back to school.
Back to school. And I became a massage therapist.
Awesome.
And I prefer the term body worker.
Body worker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's a little complex.
Great. Well, that's great. That's what I mean. Obviously, that brought you where you are today,
Yes.
and to be able to be here to share with us today.
Yes.
Because I feel like when you're marrying all these things together, it gives your service and your background more of a specific and special. Like it's not just a massage. It's not just this. It's more than that.
It's more.
Yeah.
And so those subtle nuances
Mhm.
is felt in the therapeutic experience, but not all the time able to be identified. So, yes.
Yes, incredible. So my question from my curiosity, like when you say body-mind connection, what does that really entail? Like how should one feel if they have that?
So, when I say body-mind connection, it's identifying the fact that we are the physical manifestation of our thoughts, of our spiritual connection and or disconnection, our emotional state of being, and is physically embodied within these vessels we call the body.
Right.
And so when I say body-mind connection, my goal as a therapist is to help my guests to connect the fact that their thoughts and their experiences has shaped their form.
Right.
And so when we're working through the form and working with the form, those memories and those thoughts can come back up for you to finally face it, move through it, so you can get to the next stage of life. So that's what I mean by body-mind connection, realizing that that shoulder that's bothering you, though Dr. Strange in it, you can put it back together again, so it's thought that way. But why is that shoulder bothering you?
Like
That's
the
when the
root.
psychology comes into
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people don't connect the fact that when they were 4 years old and they was jumping on a trampoline and fell and hit their tailbone, that's why their hips are off to this day.
I think you just open up something for me.
Pandora box?
Because, no, that's just, oh my gosh. Okay, so I used to ride the school bus to school. And it was like an old school bus. And the edge of the seat where the wood piece was, it was like a wood piece. But we hit a huge pothole one day and I was sitting at the edge and it came down on my tailbone. And to this day, I feel like one of my legs is like way off. And like I sit like crooked and all these things. So I'm like, maybe that's a whole situation I need to address and reconnect. Wow.
Yeah, and because of my experiences as a therapist, I say I'm a master student because I love to learn, and I feel like every time my treatment room has been the most learning experience I've ever probably experienced in my life.
Right.
Because you get to feel and converse with what has been formed. And most people don't go that far back. Like if you had an intake form, no one is going back to when they was on the school bus at that age and then they bumped their tailbone.
Yeah.
No.
So it's almost like what you do is you bring the awareness to the possible root of where that issue started. Like where that seed for that pain that you're having many years later, where that started.
Yeah.
So you're healing that so that this doesn't hurt anymore.
They are healing that.
They are healing that.
So
You're
that-
guiding that healing.
I'm guiding the process.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's
Wow.
exactly what it is. One of my teachers, I took this class, and I thought it was neuromuscular therapy, which it was. Ish. And she pretty much said, like, yeah, I got you into this class because I want to share with you exactly what I'm going to teach. And because she couldn't be able to articulate that well from a syllabus standpoint, neuromuscular therapy was like the best coin that she could connect it to, something that was connectable. But it was cellular recall.
Cellular recall.
Cellular recall.
I don't know.
So pretty much same thing. Have you had body work before?
Like just massage in general?
You can say massage in
energy
general.
work?
Any of that.
Yes-ish, I guess.
Okay. So say if someone was working on your leg, and then all of a sudden, as they're working on your leg, you remember that you was 5 years old and you was skating and you was with your friends and it was like the best memory ever, but that didn't come until they start working on your leg. That's cellular recall.
Wow.
So because everything you have experienced from conception to now, and if you're a person who resonates with past lives, everything you have experienced as a soul is embodied in this physical form.
Okay, so let me connect in my brain.
Okay.
So it's like your cells hold memories.
Yes.
In specific areas of your body.
In your body and your organs.
And your organs.
Yep.
So if that particular body part or organ is receiving some type of energy that's activating that memory.
Yep. And then that's when you can, again, face it, release it, and move beyond it, or you can shut off and be like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. And that's why it's very important as a practitioner to create a space where people feel secure within themselves, so that they know if that comes up, yes, it's just a memory, but now as a person who's a viewer of that, because you're not in it anymore, you can then change that reality by changing how you perceive it. And so that's another level of empowerment when it comes to body-mind connection.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Yeah, it is. I feel like that is like, yeah, you definitely, I feel like I would have to be in a place where I can be courageous enough to tackle something that may have been like very sensitive. Because so like you said, some people can block it off.
Yeah.
But being in that moment, like you want to work through it because you don't want to keep it. Right. You want to get rid of it or change it to where it's benefiting you and your growth.
Yes.
Body-mind connection. So you have these products. And of course, like everything kind of gets married together. So did you have an idea of like creating the products that specifically went with the way you work in your body work?
Yes. The line itself was kind of unique of how it was birthed. I have a really good friend, Casey, whenever you
Shout
see
out
this.
Casey.
I remember we was at this event and she was like, so when are you going to have your own skincare line? And I was like, I'm not. And she was like, I just see you with this skincare line, and I see you just being so big, and I see it for you. I said, girl, I'm glad you can see that. Because I don't see that for myself. But thank you, though. I appreciate that sight and that vision. And it's, people have said it to me before, but that conversation really stood out to me.
Yeah, it planted a seed.
It planted a seed, a different seed.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's come up before, but the way she said it, she just like, I can see it. I can just see it. And I was like, and then 2020 came, and that vision came to light because I was so engulfed in my specialty, my field. I love working with clients. I love working with the human body. I'm also an educator, so I was teaching other professionals different massage techniques, different ways of connecting with the body mind. So I was just in my zone, in my lane. 2020 came, and it just knocked me off my horse.
Oh dear.
And so it was so much to process, and literally it was like, I am not able to do what I used to do because the world is being called to go into a state of stillness. And within the stillness, it was the opportunity to align, connect in, and really step into further your purpose or to finally step into purpose. That's what I felt like that time was of 2020, clear vision of 2020.
I agree.
So I was just like, okay, maybe this whole skincare line thing has to happen, because how else can I work with people? How else can I educate? How else can I bring this information I know about the body mind to the people? And that's how that was developed. So when I created the line, I didn't create it from traditional skincare approaches like problem solution, oily skin, this is the solution, acne skin, this is the solution. I came from a space of celebration. I came from a space of honoring, and I came from a space of an opportunity to connect to oneself on a daily basis.
Beautiful.
And so everything about it, from the packaging, the color schemes, the way it was designed, the names of the products, I really wanted to be so intentional that when you use it, you feel the intentionality of not only the creation that I created for the world. I like to say with me, my gods, my ancestors, and the divine created for the world, but really what you can create for yourself every day. And to begin to look at this beautiful vessel that we're in as a gift from the divine that we can further honor and further celebrate and further connect with. And that's why I have the bottles at certain sizes, because the intention was to use it down to the very last drop. Like, we as estheticians, we have a lot of products. We as women have a lot of products.
We do.
And most of the times we don't work through the entirety of it. It's just like, and the next product, and it's like, but you still have a half a bottle over there, and then you only have like a quarter used over there. Like, why are we so greedy? Why are we so consumption driven instead of really satiating ourselves in a moment of time? And so that's what I wanted people to do with the products. Use it down to the last drop. Use every bit of it. And that's also a way of me paying reverence to Mother. So that I am not participating in this over pulling of her resources, making things that are not being fully used. So I'm wasting aspects of her. And I didn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful perspective to have.
Yeah.
Especially regarding products, because like this world, it's filled with products. Every time you look at a commercial or a billboard or whatever, it's a new product. It's a new product. It's a new thing. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Like you said, you have all these other things that hadn't been used yet. So coming with that perspective of intention. When you purchase something with the intention of using it for a specific reason, I feel like it gives so much more value to that product.
And things that are not disrupting our endocrine system, things that are not toxic, things that are minimal within ingredients but complex within the creation. So like with the essential oils I use, some of my blends have like 10 plus essential oils that I've sat down and I'm literally 1 minute, 2, 2, 3, 4, smell, that ain't right, 2, and just like, you know, really creating these blends based off of not only aromatics, but therapeutics. So I really want to bring in this holistic, WHO holistic approach, and really using this plant intelligence to create things that bring harmony within cells. So grounding aspects and uplifting aspects, and you know, things to help with our endorphins combined together in one. So that it's again therapy in a bottle more so than just a product in a bottle.
I know there's so many, like when you said plant therapy, I think did you say? There's so many more benefits. I think a lot of people are not aware of like the benefits of plants, and like our bodies are of this earth, and using things that are of the earth is only beneficial for the body because it's already a part of you. So being that you're using plants and things that are specifically from nature to help the body, heal the body, and take care of the body, I think that's a beautiful aspect of your product. But I think also, just like you said, you're an educator, excuse me, educating people and bringing awareness to stay away from the chemicals. Guide yourself in your products, your product purchases more towards the plant base, so to speak.
And conscious consumption. You know, I feel that we are in a space of just over consuming, just constantly gorging ourselves in something, you know, and it's just like being more mindful of our why. Like, why do I need another oil? And most of the times people that come to my booth, I will ask them, what drew you in? You know, how can I service you today?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what brings you joy? What part of your body you love to celebrate the most? Because ultimately it's about you.
Right.
And I'm just here to support you in your journey. So if you already have 5 face oils, unless you're out of them, why do you need my face oil? Maybe you should try my body oil.
Right.
You know, or maybe you should try like the mango shea butter, or just try something different. And then when you're done with what you're using, then maybe try this out and see if you like it, or even just educating you on what it is to see if that's something your skin needs.
Right. Or if you're having particular things, because like certain essential oils helps with different things, whether it's memory or blockage of something.
Absolutely.
Do you have a few examples of maybe how a specific scent or oil or whatever could help?
One is copaiba. So copaiba has many therapeutic benefits. Most essential oils will have multiple benefits. And so copaiba helps with inflammation. It helps with pain because there is an ingredient within the makeup of the plant that connects with our CB2 receptors, our cannabinoid receptors.
Okay.
And so the cannabinoid receptors, we have a CB1, if I'm correct. If not, I apologize. CB2. And the CB2, it identifies the pain and inflammation. So that's why cannabis helps with pain and inflammation, because we actually have receptors within our bodies that can identify that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's why I have the copaiba in several of the products, because a lot of us are having issues with inflammation and pain. So I wanted to integrate that in. So that's like an example of how like a product can be that way. Same thing with yuzu. Yuzu is it's like a citrus fruit.
Okay.
And that one helps with worry and like anxiety.
Girl, pour some. What is it called?
Yuzu.
Yuzu. I need to bathe in a tub of yuzu.
But it's also very uplifting therapeutically from an aromatic standpoint. So I really wanted to bring in this like body, mind, soul, body, mind, soul, body, mind, soul, and literally layering it.
So you're more balancing the product with the intention of helping the person balance.
Exactly. So yeah.
That's genius.
Thank you.
You're a genius, Tami. That is incredible. So what do we expect next from you or from your line of products?
Oh, we have a few things that's going to be launching 2022 this year.
Yay.
We're birthing some new ideas. One in which is going to be called Illuminate. That is going to be our liquid exfoliant to help with that cellular turnover, that cellular proliferation, giving your skin a gentle sloughing off of those things that no longer serve you, aka dead skin cells. So that's going to be one. Another new baby we're going to bring to board the world is going to be, let me think, because I don't want to say it prematurely. Purify. And Purify is going to be our cleansing facial oil. So it's going to be a massage oil / cleansing oil, but traditional oil cleansing method.
Okay.
So a lot of oil cleansers, they have the rinse off method, which is amazing. Freaking love that. But I wanted to have something to go back again to traditional. My brand is also very original based as far as the original ways of how we did things. Very indigenous based off of, like, again, back to the true nature of who we were. So before we had the amazing ability of like rinsing the oils off because of the ingredient blends that come together to create that, they would just warm towel it off. And then the skin will be left with this beautiful glow. And that's literally how I've been cleansing my face for years. So I'm like, well, I might as well stay true to what I've been doing instead of trying to do something that is very beneficial and amazing in the market, but really, again, staying true to the roots.
I may need to change my my skin regimen too. So like, what is your process of like washing your face? Like you say with the warm cloth, because I never like. I'm like, I'm the one that just does this and then I go. But like, I feel like I should take more time with my skin care, even though it's like I don't have a problematic skin.
Yeah, how I care for my skin is kind of like a neck head complex treatment I do every morning. Every morning. Except for days I'm being lazy. Maybe every morning. So I start off with my contour wand, and I actually massage my scalp first thing in the morning.
Okay.
So I have a Marma Point one that's a little bit smaller in size, so it can be more specific. So I work my entire scalp, and I work my ears for like 15 minutes.
Question.
Yes.
Is there, because I know blood flow is important, but the scalp connecting with the face, like your scalp, right? You're massaging your scalp. Is that like beneficial to like the blood flow going into your face and all these things?
And there's also many meridians throughout the scalp. There's Marma points throughout the scalp. The scalp is also a reflex zone. So your organs are reflective on the scalp.
I am being educated right now. I should have been taking some notes.
Take notes. You can go back and watch the replay.
I can, absolutely.
But yeah, so when you're massaging your scalp, you're massaging so many facets of yourself first thing in the morning. And also, our hair is a reflection of what is going on within the zones of our being.
Wow.
For example, the front of the hair is reflective of the kidney and bladder zone.
Give me an example, please.
So, you know how, like, let's just use women of color.
Okay.
For women of color. We love to work with our edges, and you've noticed that most of the times our edges is the areas where tends to either thin out the quickest or have more challenges.
Right.
Right.
That's why we got the edge control.
So the edge control.
For their challenge.
Now, outside of the manipulation, if you think about the term manipulation, you're constantly manipulating your edges every day. Would you want to be constantly manipulated every day? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Probably not. So why do we manipulate ourselves every day? To stay in the formation that doesn't want to stay. Just food for thought.
Wait a minute. Hold on. My heart is shook. You went deep.
A little deep.
We took a dive.
Let me come back to surface.
Yes. Okay.
Bring you back up from the
please
ocean.
continue.
And so the front of the hair, like I said, corresponds to the kidney and bladder zone.
Okay.
And some of the emotions is worry.
Right.
And so we tend to like try not to act like we aren't worried about things, but the fact that we have to slick down our edges every day shows us that we are in a constant state of worry.
I need a hug. Wait a minute.
Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense, but it's just like I have a new awareness of, you say kidney and
Bladder.
Because I definitely have bladder issues, so that's a whole nother subject.
Are you a Libra?
I'm a Virgo, but I have
Virgo
Leo,
rules
right?
the bowels.
They what?
Virgo rules the bowels.
Rules the bowels?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean exactly?
So like, you know, Virgos, because they pay so much attention to the details.
Yeah.
They may not know how to let, excuse my language,
That's okay.
let shit go.
Oh, that's why I was always constipated as a kid.
Yes.
I couldn't let shit
I have
go.
a Virgo moon.
Oh my god.
So yeah, if you don't know how to let shit go, it literally builds up. So again, every zodiac, if you again resonate with zodiac signs, most people do, they want to say their sun sign. So it has to have, again, we have this interconnected between us and the cosmos, us and the universe.
Yeah.
It's constantly flowing in and out within itself. So saying that to say, you said the kidney bladder. So I asked if he was a Libra because Libra rules the kidneys. So sometimes, again, when we're seeing these patterns in our bodies, it can be the patterns within ourselves. It could be our moon sign. It could be our sun sign. It could be our rising sign. It could be our, you know, our Venus or our Mars or our Mercury. And that's why these things are important. It could be your numbers, your numerology, because numbers correspond with body zones. They correspond with planets. So we are literally coded.
Right.
A coded expression of life. And when you can begin to decode yourself, you not only decode self, you decode life.
And it's like you're getting to know yourself from like literally deep within.
Yes.
Like how you were created, that energy that you were born into, like having an understanding of what's going in so that you can create more of the life that you desire. By going back and getting an understanding of what you are in the first place.
Exactly.
Man.
So, back to the cleansing.
Yes.
So that's part of my routine. So while I'm massaging my scalp, I'm oil cleansing my mouth. So I'm like, my whole routine is all about purification in the morning. Because you know, as we sleep, the bacteria and the waste in our bodies need to be eliminated. So we need to be cleansing ourselves in the morning. That's why it's called break fast. because you're fasting throughout the night. So yeah, scalp. Then I oil cleanse, and then I spit the oil cleansing into the toilet or into a trash bag.
So you use like
coconut oil.
Just coconut oil?
Just coconut oil.
Really?
And I just take it and I'm swishing.
Just swish around?
And then I'm rubbing, and I'm swishing, and I'm massaging. And I get my ears. Don't forget your ears. Don't forget your ears. And then I rinse it out, and that's when I go into my face treatment.
Okay.
So I put my cleansing oil on. Then I go in with my Marmor Point tool, and I massage my face all over. And then I'll take, like I was saying, like the other wand, and I'll just massage my face, and it feels like a singing bowl moment, experience in time.
Nice.
And then I'll go in with my gua sha tool, and I'll do more sculpting of my face.
How long would you say this process
Okay,
is?
so the process is like anywhere between 15 to 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, so the entire, including the scalp, it's like an hour process.
Really?
Every morning.
Girl, an hour? Hold on now. I don't know if I can take an hour to wash my face.
Okay.
But let's take...
But mind you, I worked up to that.
You worked up to that.
That was never like something that's just started initially. It just... I get into the moment.
Because you get, I can understand
it feels
that.
good.
I can understand
And I'm an esthetician.
Yeah.
I'm a massage therapist. Like...
But that's a beautiful
myself.
ritual, like morning ritual, though.
I don't expect for the average person to do that, even a professional to do that. But I just feel like that's just what that's my thing. It's really is a part of my experience, and then I go walk my dog.
Well, I also wanted to ask, just right before we wrap this up, I wanted to ask, like, for someone who has never had body work done, what can they expect in like their first treatment? I know you said like if someone may have had a massage or done some meditation work or something like that, maybe they have like a little idea of what to expect, but what would you explain to someone who's never had any work done?
One, all body workers are not created equal, and that's not a negative thing or a positive thing. It's like we are all very different. I would say for me what to expect to feel into yourself in a way you may have not felt into yourself before, simply because I'm going to help you to be present in the moment in time within yourself.
Yeah.
And some people really may not be ready for that. And if they're not, they won't find me. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
They may be on my book and literally somehow get off the book. Because it's not an energetic alignment. It's not a vibrational match. And again, it's really not about like this better, worse thing. It's really about, are you ready? And are you really open consciously and unconsciously to start to feel into yourself, become true with yourselves, and start to change the way you move in life?
Wow.
Because
so one would have to be in that energy of wanting and like yearning for that change and being like spiritually or mentally aligned and ready.
Yeah.
And reaching for it in order to be receptive.
I think so. I mean, like, do I do regular work and regular work? Of course I do. Like, I mean, my clients know I'm very corrective. I am not just this, like, you know, just having a moment. I'm just like hovering over you, or I'm just like gently, like, I get work done. Okay, that's why I do the cupping. I do like, you know, more corrective based work. And there is a depth to my work because it's a depth to me. Like
So when you say, quick question, when you say corrective, for someone that doesn't understand what that means in a therapeutic sense, can you explain what that means?
So say if someone is coming to you for like they're having issues with their hips, I may start working on their feet because that's the foundation of who we are. So if our feet is off, then that's going to throw off the knees, throw off the hips, it's going to throw off just everything, the chamber, your movement, your sling, all of that is going to be thrown off because your feet are not able to activate and be grounded, stable within itself.
I'm looking dumbfounded right now because earlier it was my tailbone, but now I think I need help with my feet, girl. This is valuable information. So, guys, rewatch this over. Get yourself aligned and ready for growth, because that's what this life is all about.
Yeah.
Evolving, growing, and expanding. So I didn't want to interrupt you, but please do finish, because you said the feet is the foundation.
Yeah, so it's like if you get traditional massage, you'll go and, like you said, like we were talking about, I think you said hip, right?
Yeah.
The person will work on their hips and they might work their hip the whole session, and that's effective and that's extremely helpful. But I look at the body as a whole.
Right.
So the question is, why are your hips thrown off? Is it simply because of your gait? Is it because you sit all day? Is it because your respiration is not full, so that throws off your structure of your body?
Right.
There's so much depth to it. So that's where my mind goes as a therapist, into all these whys. And so when I look at your body, once you start talking to me, I'm automatically looking at you from an observational standpoint, not a judgment standpoint. So I'm seeing like how you're sitting, how you're standing, how you're moving, and I'm taking into memory what you said. Now we're going to see how this body is expressed on the table, horizontal with gravitational pull. How do you hold yourself then? Because that tells a whole another story.
Wow. Okay.
So you want to look and see, like, you know, is one like foot more laterally rotated than the other? Is the pelvis more lifted forward than the other? Is this due to the sacrum not being balanced? Is this truly the hips? Did you have any surgeries that then made your body start contorting itself in a certain way? It's a lot to really think about and to really examine when you're coming from a corrective perspective.
Yeah.
So that's different than someone's like, oh, your hip hurt, and just like, boom, 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 work your hip.
Right.
So that's what I mean by corrective.
Yeah.
How can we correct what has been taking shape for so long, and how can we reshape how we hold ourselves? How can we create a new form of expression? And how can we maintain a newer state of being by having a better awareness of how we move our vessel, why we move our vessel the way we do, so that we can maintain the integrity of this divine temple.
Beautiful. I feel like, I mean, in the break we talked for like at least an hour.
We did.
But oh my God, Tami, you have so much information. It's cured a lot of curiosities that I've had for a long time, but I have so many more. I mean, we could talk for days. Thank you so much for all this valuable information. And I want to get your social media. How can we reach you if we're looking for body work, if we're just looking for a little bit of information? How can we reach you?
Absolutely. So there's two ways of reaching me. So from a social media standpoint, you can follow us at The Somatic Alchemist. That's our skin health line.
Beautiful.
And Somatic Healings with an S. That is our body, mind, wellness page. And then for the website, www.thesomaticalchemist.com, skin health. And then www.somatichealings.com, body, mind, wellness.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will link all of that below as well.
Yeah, and we have an Etsy page too for The Somatic Alchemist. I don't know that offhand, but
it'll be linked below. Awesome. I am so grateful for your time and your energy and your information. Thank you so much. Awesome. So we will see you guys next time when you decide to succeed.
Bye.